Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love affordable fashion, beauty, indie brands, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys, I am super happy and I'm trying to dress a little bit the part here, but I have in my possession because I'm now very, very thankfully and very just enthusiastically grateful that I am on the Sydney Grace PR list and I was sent the new Unveiled palette. This is the collab palette with Kendra Matthiees, who is a bridal MUA. And this palette is beautiful. It is meant, honestly, anyone can wear it at any time, but it is meant to be like the quintessential bridal palette. So I'm going to be creating 3 looks with this. If you want to see some looks, get my thoughts about the palette, keep on watching. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and open her up. Well, first of all, here's the cover. It has this kind of applique here that looks, it's slightly textured, just ever so slightly. It's supposed to look like lace. And you open her up and you have this beautiful bridal looking palette here. I mean, this is the ultimate bridal palette. What's really neat about this, well, we got these in PR. We got these 2 little sheets. One is a save the date that looks like a save the date for the wedding. That's so cute about the launch. And then it also has a little bit of info behind Kendra's vision for this palette. And what I think is so neat that she did here is she went with her 3 most requested eye looks. So the first is like a soft pink glam. She also gets requests for a brown gold and then also a smoky eye. So this is laid out very easily simplistic for you to create those 3 different eye looks. Of course, you can do anything that you want with your palettes. You can mix and match. You can do a smoky pink eye, would be super, super pretty. It doesn't have to be limited to just these 3 looks, but really, really smart for just an everyday person too, who is not an MUA, someone who's not an extreme makeup enthusiast like myself. So I love how it's laid out here. Sydney Grace is, I always say, I mean, I've said this so many times and it's going to be repetitive to so many of you who watch my videos, but I always say that the thing about Sydney Grace is it's so consistent. It's my most consistent makeup brand. If I am in a hurry, if I have something like our family photos that we took this summer and I'm like, I don't want to mess up, or I don't have a lot of time, but I want to look together, professional, Sydney Grace is my go-to because it doesn't matter what I do. It always looks nice, put together, professional, and I always know what I'm going to get. The consistency of the formulas are there for me, and that's one of my favorite things about Sydney Grace. And it's cute. I was watching Kendra's TikTok announcing this launch, and she had said that she had a store that she had opened and she sold makeup in it, and she only sold indie makeup, and that Sydney Grace was the first that she put in there. And you know, now working with them and collabing was so special to her. And I also feel really special now being on the PR list and getting this because Sydney Grace is just one of my favorite brands for years, and I'm just really thankful and grateful to get this palette. So if you guys want to see these 3 looks, I know that today I'm going to go in with the pink side. If I had all the time in the world for you guys, and if I knew that you would watch like an 1.5-hour video, I would do more than 3 looks. I would mix and match, but I am today going to do the pink, and then the next day I'll do the brown look and then the smoky eye on the 3rd. All right, obviously these looks are going to be fairly simple, just pretty bridal looking makeup looks, since that's the theme of the palette. But like I said, you guys, you can use this anytime. This is definitely a perfect anytime, any day, daily sort of palette. If you love neutrals and you like some pinky tones with your neutrals and also some smoky, like, I mean, this is definitely a palette for you. Now, what I went in with here is Honeymoon Phase. The names in here are super, super cute. We have a Blushing Bride, Happy Wedding Day. There was one that kind of made me laugh. What was it? Not a Bridezilla. That was cute. And I think it's funny that it's the black shade. Not a Bridezilla. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but in my mind, I'm always looking for meaning in things. And sometimes I read too much into things, but Not a Bridezilla being the black shade just kind of makes me think like it's the maybe Odd Bunch shade of the palette. Like, oh, I don't have to have, you know, just white and pink and the typical, you know, I can go a little bit deeper and darker. I'm not a Bridezilla. And then that's the name of it. I don't know if that was a thought process. I'm probably projecting my own crazy thoughts, but I think that's super cute. But this blends out really, really nicely. A soft pink. It definitely started out a bit deeper, and then I was able to buff that out and not be so saturated. And it is like a pinky mauve, this shade. But then next to it, we will go in with Blushing Bride and kind of warm it up a little bit. So this is definitely a warmer. And we're just gonna put that on top on the outer portion and bring that out here. This really, you know, shooting this palette for my Instagram post, I did a little picture of the palette on top of some of my wedding photos. You can't see them real well in the Instagram post, but it definitely got me thinking about my own wedding and the makeup that I wore. And I mean, I have my 12th year coming up soon. So at that time, what I was wearing a lot of still was MAC. That was my ultimate back then. I mean, for the longest time, it was MAC. So I had MAC singles, I had a gold, and I was trying to remember actually. I know I had a gold shade, and then maybe it was like a pinky shade. I'm going in with the Happy Wedding Day, by the way. That's the lightest shade. And we're just gonna run that right here. So yeah, I had just 2 singles, and I was a little bit more simplistic back then. I didn't wear false lashes. If I were getting married today, I would definitely love a palette like this. I would either do something probably like this look that I'm doing, this first one. It would probably either be the pinky look or something smoky. Those would probably be my choices today. By the way, just want to stop real quick. I love the tone of this, the Happy Wedding Day. It is really pretty. I love a cool tone. Super, super pretty. So yes, I had those couple of shades. I had a MAC lipstick, a MAC matte foundation, the MAC Studio foundation NC30. It's my shade. I still have, not that same bottle, but I still have one of those foundations, NC30. And that was like pretty much it. Like I didn't wear, I know what, I'm trying to think what my blush was. I said a matte blush, but I think it was actually a NARS blush, I believe. You know, everyone always talks about the O word of the NARS blush, but I had one called Taos that was my favorite, and I'm pretty sure that's what I had used. And then I know I used just my CoverGirl Point Plus eyeliner back then, because that was my chosen black eyeliner back then. I didn't wear liquid liner 12 years ago, just that gel liner. It was my holy grail for the longest time, and now when I use it, I'm like, it's not what I remember it to be. I don't think it got worse. I just think eyeliners got better, or I started finding better ones. And my mascara, and that was it. It was pretty simple. Okay, I went ahead and caught up the other eye, and I'm gonna go back in with Honeymoon Phase, that very first shade that is the pretty mauve. And I'm gonna put that on the lower lash. I may go ahead and deepen this up, I think. I was trying not to make it too, like too deep of an eye, because I'll definitely save that a bit for the smoky eye. But I know some people think that if you have pink on the lower lash that you look sick, like your lid is inflamed or something. I don't always think that, but I can see where they're coming from sometimes. So I'm going to take Maid of Honor, that deepest shade, and just deepen up the outer portion a little bit. That almost makes a kind of a cranberry shade when you mix the two of those. Then I'm also going to take the Maid of Honor, the deepest shade, and I'm just going to kind of give myself like an ever so slight wing here. Nothing too prominent, just a little extension. Another thing I like about this palette is, since you do have a deep brown and a black in here, then no matter what look you do, you could do a shadow wing, black or brown. But I do like a kind of deep berry wing too. I think it's pretty. Okay, then I'm going to go in with High Bride. That is one of the 4 shimmers in here. One of my friends had commented on my Instagram post and said, do you think there should be another shimmer in here? I see what she's saying a little bit. I think I told her, I said, for what it is, like, let's say it is a bridal palette, or for an MUA to use on brides, or for someone that wants to do their own makeup and be a bride, I think it's sufficient, because I told her, I said, if I'm thinking like an MUA, I'm always going to have a highlighter on hand that I could use for an inner corner highlight or a brow highlight. So I said, the one thing I could see missing is this, like a champagne shimmer in here. But then if you took away a shade, I'm not sure which, like a matte, I'm not sure which one you would take away. So I think it's fine as is. I would just think you better have like a good highlighter on hand if you want that sort of champagne. Oh, that's really pretty. Like a champagne pop to the inner corner up here. But honestly, this pink does a really, really good job too. I get that you wouldn't necessarily want to pop the pink in with, say, the brown gold look. It would still look pretty, but if you're trying to go solely those tones and stay super neutral, you would probably want either a really, really light gold or a champagne shimmer. But that's when you just dip into a highlighter. But yeah, this pink shimmer is really soft and pretty. Really brightens the eye. And then we're also definitely going to pop it on the inner corner. And then also want to take just a little to the brow. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and put on the liner. I would choose the lashes and the lip and come back with look number 1. Okay, I showed it to you guys in the natural light. That's something I've started doing now in my videos. If I'm filming here with this ring light, I just don't think it always gives the, you know, what it would look like if you were, say, getting married outside, or you have natural light coming in from the building. But here is the look. I think it's so pretty. This would be perfect for a wedding day. I'm going to tell you guys also what I put in the lower lash line. It is the Beauty For Real eye line, like I, as in the letter I, dash L-I-N-E, 24 gel liner in Heaven's Door. It's a kind of like a shimmery light pink. And then on the lips, I have a hard candy liner. These are actually so good, you guys. This is in it's Instapout in First Move. So it's like a deeper mauve liner. I love a mauve lip. I think it's so pretty. I would choose, for myself, I would choose a mauve over a pink lip with this look. And I use the Silk Naturals Velvet Matte Lipstick in Moody. You guys, these are so good. They may not be much to look at packaging wise, maybe not very luxurious for wedding day. I don't care. I love this mauve shade so much. It's one of my favorites. And then I always have to have some sort of a gloss. So I did the Physicians Formula Diamond Plumper, and this is their, let's see, what shade is this? Light pink Princess Cut. Perfect princess cut for wedding day. So this is look number 1. So pretty. And then now we're going to go into look number 2, which is the browns and golds. Okay, day number 2, have a little bit different outfit going on, still in white, but we are going to go with Bombshell Bride, the deepest brown shade. And I'm going to put that on the outside and inside, a little bit of a halo eye. My halo eyes are always not quite a true halo eye just because of my eye shape. You guys always have to go with what works best for you, what works best for your own eye shape. And if a traditional halo eye doesn't work for you, you just got to alter it a little bit. So I always come up a little bit over my brow bone, and then I also put a matte blending up top. It does not look right on me to just put the matte, 2 mattes here, or the same matte to do the halo eye, and a shimmer here. It, without a matte up top, it does not look right on me at all. So I'm just gonna pack these on like this, and I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Forever and Always and kind of blend on top, blend out a little bit of the harsh edges of this deepest brown, which by the way is a really pretty color. It's kind of an espresso, and I'm just gonna kind of blend back and forth. Okay, if you guys see, you probably can't because it's really, really subtle, but if you see little sparkles in that first deepest brown, that's not really there. I took this little brush and was kind of going in. Oh, by the way, I just dipped it in First Dance, the lightest shade. I took this little brush a while ago and was just kind of buffing out the edges, not realizing this had an invisible to be shimmer on it from, I guess, another look. And so I was like, wait, why does this matte have sparkles? But no, it doesn't. It does not. That was just me not realizing that it had something on it. Okay, so this First Dance, the lightest shade, is what I'm using just to kind of smooth out the edges here, kind of diffuse that, it kind of smokes it out in a way too. Really pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back in with Bombshell Bride, the deepest one, and start going along the lower lash line. And then I think I'm just going to mimic the top lid with all the shades of brown, going in deepest to lightest. I really like how this is kind of turning into a brown smoky eye. It's very cool toned. The Forever and Always is kind of a butterscotch, but blended in to the others kind of pulls cool, at least on me. on me. This is looking really, really pretty. I'm going to go in with Tie the Knot, which is the bronze shimmer. I'm going to see if it's light enough to pop in here. It's pretty deep. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. If you wanted to keep just like a deeper smoky brown eye, to pop that in the center. That's really pretty. I could see how this could pick up green possibly. I mean, it's definitely a bronze, but just the gold in it. If it was, say you're shooting, you know, your bridal pictures outside and there's a lot of greenery, I could see how this could pick up some green. I'm going to take Happily Ever After though, the lighter one, and just kind of lighten this up a little bit, just a little. And this is the one I'll also put in the inner corner. Okay, yeah, that brightened it up just a little. Okay, and that's that Happily Ever After, that lightest shimmer. Just gonna pop that in the inner corner. Honestly, the pinks would pair so well also with these browns. I think that would be a beautiful way to mix up the two looks. I love this. Okay, super pretty. I'm gonna put on my lashes and my lip. I'm gonna do that natural lighting and come back and wrap up look number 2. Okay guys, and this is look number 2. I think this is so pretty. Honestly, I feel like this is a little bit more me than the first one even. I felt very, very beautiful in the pink, but I love a smoky eye, and I love that this is a brown smoky eye. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit more heavy glam, but obviously you wouldn't have to go that heavy with this middle row. You could stick to the lighter tones. You wouldn't have to do a halo eye and really pack on like I did here, but I think this is so pretty. I was also going to tell you guys, I forgot to bring it out, but the lower lash line, I just put like a bone color, like a nude liner. It's a double liner from Tarte. And then I have this Kimchi Chic and Plastique Tiara Bento Babes is the shade lip liner. I think this was a limited edition. For the lipstick, this is one of my favorite lipstick formulas that no one talks about. It's the Il Makiage Dirty Talk in Cairo. Such a beautiful, like, creamy matte. And then for a little gloss to lighten it just a little bit, I did this Powerful 5 by Catrice. It's actually a liquid lip balm, and the shade is Pearly Peach. Not too peachy. It just kind of just lighten this lip a little bit. But that is it, you guys, for look number 2. And then next we are going to do the smoky eye. Okay, final day, we are going to do our smoky eye. Although yesterday's was pretty smoky too. So I dipped into Unity, and this is this shade right here. And we're just gonna blend that crease and above the crease. I'm excited for this look because ultimately, even though I have turned into such a color girl as well with my makeup, I will always, always, always love a smoky eye. Okay, next I'm gonna go into the Not a Bridezilla, and I'm just going to kind of pack and blend the outer eye. This is I kept saying it was a black, but it may be a little bit more of just a charcoal. I don't think it's a true deep black matte, but it's a really deep gray. I'm really digging this smoky eye a lot. Okay, I'm going to take I Do And I'm just gonna kind of run that right in the inner lid. Kind of clean up some edges. This tone's super, super pretty. I mean, this whole bottom row. I had a feeling the Smoky Eye would probably be my favorite. I'm not done yet, but pretty sure. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the Knotted Bridezilla for the lower lash line. So, and as you guys can tell, it really, the shade definitely can blend out to that deep kind of stormy gray. But if you pack, it'll stay a little bit more black, but definitely not a true black. Now there is a little part of me that wants to cheat and use the pink shimmer Hi Barbie on the eye because I think smoky and light pink is so pretty together. But I'm going to stay true to what I said I was going to do and do it by the rose. So I'm going to go in with It's Your Day and pop that here on the lid. And this is where I do kind of see the question that was posed to me from my friend on Instagram about, do you think there should be another shimmer or two in here? Again, you can use a highlighter. So, you know, but if you're just going by like the palette, I do see that maybe either like a silver or a champagne, if you didn't want to go this deep, if you wanted to do smoky, but then have the lid be a little bit brighter, again, you can use the pink. But if you didn't want to go pink, you're kind of stuck here. But that's when I would just say, grab a highlighter and that'll do the same thing. I am really loving that gunmetal shimmer though. It's super, super pretty. What I'm going to do, instead of doing a shimmer in the inner corner, I'm going to take Can I Kisses, the lightest matte, and I'm going to use that for my inner corner, which is really, really pretty too. I think this Can I Kisses, I think that that's her dog. I'm pretty sure, which is cute. I do love a matte inner corner though. We're always so tempted to do the sparkle, but I mean, this can be really, really pretty too. All right, you guys, that is it. So I'm going to do the lashes, liner, lip, do the natural lighting for you guys, and then come back and wrap up this palette. Okay, you guys, so the third look, the smoky look, it's my favorite. What can I say? I am a smoky-eyed girl. I think it's so, so pretty. And for the lower lash line, this is my favorite white liner. It's the Wet n Wild Marilyn Monroe collection liner, but I'm not sure if that's just all of their white liners are like this, but it is incredible. It is so white and so smooth. So, so, so good. And then for the lips, I really like to just use a gloss whenever I do a smoky eye, but I wanted that kind of Barbie pink lip. So I use the LA Colors holographic gloss in Sugared. I think it's so pretty. I feel like a bit of a Barbie, like a bridal Barbie. Okay, so one palette I do want to show you guys to compare, because as soon as I saw this color story, I thought of this palette, and it is the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. I do think they're very similar, but they're not identical. Okay, so let me show you them together. Okay, so I've always said that if I got married again, I would, well, not to anyone else, but if I like renewed my vows, I would use the Nude Prism palette from Lunar Beauty, because I've always said, I just think this is the perfect bridal palette. They didn't, you know, market it that way, but I do think it screams bridal. But now I'm like, which would I use? Because I really enjoy both of them. Obviously, a big difference is you have more smoky tones in this one. This has a lot more of the neutrally tones. This also has some warmer neutrals in it as well, but there are more shimmer options in this palette. Both are really, really, really good. Overall, I think, I mean, it's not just a bridal palette, obviously. I think this is a perfect everyday palette. I think it's very, very wearable. I think it's really, really smart how they laid this out. The only thing that I do think might be missing is that other shimmer, champagne, or a silver, although I'm loving this matte right here in the inner corner. I think it's super pretty. I think Kendra did a great job collabing with Sydney Grace, and you guys, I highly recommend it. I sure do. It is available on Tuesday, the 15th. It is $52, which I think that's a good price for a palette that I think a lot of people could hit pan on it. I mean, a lot of people love neutrals, and you could use that every day, and I think you would get a lot of wear out of it. And then I think it's also a great gift if you know a bride. What a great gift to give them. Even if they don't use it on their wedding day, any of their bridal stuff surrounding it, you know, like their bachelorette, their engagement party, rehearsal dinner, things like that. I think it's a perfect palette for that as well. So I really, really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which bridal look that you like the best in the comments. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.